The past few Brawl Stars updates haven't added that much permanent content and instead have been really focused on temporary events. So I made a list of 20 features and changes that could improve the game. And the first one is the credit bank. Right now, the most optimal way to progress in Brawl Stars after unlocking all the brawlers involves leaving credits uncollected to prevent them from going to fame. And in my opinion, that's really janky and keeps you from collecting rewards further down in things like the trophy road. And furthermore, in the past, Supercell has said that credit banks can't be sustained without making harsher changes to the economy. For example, making Brawl Passes only available for real money. And yeah, that kind of happened. So my idea for the credit bank is that it automatically unlocks after you get all the brawlers and it pops up every time you get credits. To access it normally, I put it in the star road next to your fame rank, and you can transfer a certain amount of credits from it to fame by tapping it and specifying a number. Although that sounds nice, if that was implemented, there would be players who have like a million credits, so there does need to be a cap. Therefore, I put a 500 credit cap to the save to start off. However, this might not be enough as the seasons roll by, so I made the cap upgradable with power points because, as you know, once players unlock all the brawlers, most of them have power point to coin ratios that look something like this. So this could rebalance the coins and power points economy while also giving players a place to store their credits. For my next concept, I decided to add on to the kudos feature. Kudos was initially added to reduce toxicity and let your good random stand out, but I think it's had the exact opposite effect. So I propose a thumbs down button or something like that to make kudos used for its actual purpose, which is to let players know that they popped off. So this would just turn into this. But that could discourage newer players from playing the game and wouldn't be that great of an idea because of that. So here's another concept. What if you could only give kudos to players on your own team, and kudos given to you by randoms contribute to a kudos track, where you could get small rewards for getting a certain amount of kudos, let's say 150 bling for every 15 kudos. This could make kudos be used for its actual purpose without potentially increasing toxicity. And for my fourth concept, I decided to focus on the community aspect of Brawl Stars. The addition of Mapmaker was cool and allowed normal players to contribute a bit to the game, but what if we expanded on that feature to allow players to make whole new game modes? My idea for the mode maker is kind of like this Minecraft server where you can use custom blocks to make mini games, or like Scratch, but much simpler, where you can pick the win condition, number of rounds, what happens when you interact with certain objects, and more. So for example, you could create a capture the flag minigame by creating a flag object, making it collectible, and setting how many flags you need to win the game. And next, currently for ranked, it doesn't show your leaderboard placement on your profile and just shows your elo. So I think it would be cool if Brawl Stars could show your placement on the leaderboard when you tap your elo on your profile. And while we're at it, I thought it would be nice to have leaderboard placements for all your statistics. For my sixth concept, I wanted to make some changes to the mastery feature, because after getting gold 3 with a brawler, it kind of feels like a waste to play them because 1, you don't get any extra rewards, and 2, the game doesn't even count mastery points after 24,800. So I came up with a couple solutions to this. Firstly, Supercell could just make the mastery counter be able to go over 24,800 so we can at least get some bragging rates for playing some brawlers a ton. This shouldn't be too hard to implement because they already have the data, as can be seen on some statistics websites. But I think a more fun solution would be to lump in the previous feature with a new tier of mastery, for example Diamond Mastery. In my opinion, I think it's currently way too easy to get gold 3 on a brawler, especially with the double mastery events, leaving hardcore players and even casual players who play for a decent amount of time longing for more. To combat that, I made Diamond Mastery take 3 times as long to get as Gold Mastery to ensure that it can't be completed in a couple of days, but also made the rewards purely cosmetic so more casual players shouldn't be missing out. However, once completed, this edition will run into the same problem as the current mastery system, being that there are no extra rewards once you complete the mastery track. To address this, I made it so that once you complete the mastery track for a brawler, you get a small reward every 4,000 mastery points you obtain. Now masteries for brawlers are great, but what if you made a game mode and not a brawler? To fix that problem, I made my 7 concept mode masteries. Mode masteries are just like brawler masteries but for game modes instead of brawlers. Otherwise, they're almost exactly the same. You get mode mastery points at the end of each game you play, and how much you get is based on the amount of trophies the brawler you're playing has or your rank in ranked. Okay, so now you got your gold 3 mastery in Gem Grab, and want to send the game you got it on to your friends on Discord. But how do you do that? Well, you tap on the menu button, then battle log, then replay, then you turn your screen recorder on and wait for 3 minutes. Yeah, kind of a long process just to capture a replay. So I've made my 8th concept, revamp the share replay to club button to just a share replay button, where you can just send an MP4 recording of your game to any platform or even download it. This should make it so that you don't have to go AFK just to record a game, and will be especially useful for creators. For my 9th concept, I added achievements to Brawl Stars, which is something Clash of Clans and even Heyday has. I imagine achievements being kind of similar to quests, but a lot harder to complete. For example, one achievement could be dealing 100 million or even a billion damage. Of course, achievements won't be brawler or game mode locked because we all know the pain of completing those quests.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man.
Instead, they'll just be milestones for general stats or account progression, so you'll be able to complete them passively and collect a few coins or gems here and there. In addition to that, achievements will keep counting your statistics even after you complete them, so you'll know just how much time you've wasted playing this mobile game. For my 10th concept, I decided to change the amount of bling trophy resets give you because currently, even if you have 10 brawlers, over 1500 trophies, you would need to wait around 8 months just to afford one epic skin off of the bling you earn from trophy resets. So these are the new values I came up with. Now so far, we've been focusing on the gameplay of Brawl Stars, but this next concept delves deeper. If you didn't know, Brawl Stars does actually have a ton of lore, but most of the player base doesn't know it because it's not permanently in the game and is mostly off-platform. So I've made my 11th concept a story mode in Brawl Stars where there's an actual storyline showing the lore of Star Park. This could be a game mode where you're placed onto a Star Park map and investigate all the mysterious brainwashing, time looping, and experiments happening there, trying to figure out the secrets of the amusement park. This might be a bit hard to code, but if implemented correctly, it could bring Brawl Stars to new levels. And my next concept focuses on ranked because it's pretty pay to win right now for a competitive mode. And by that I mean this. Imagine your opponents pick this comp, and your randoms, who of course have negative brain cells, pick this. Now you could easily save this game by picking a Miko, Mortis, or Edgar, but let's say Miko and Mortis, who you have maxed, are banned, and the only brawler left is Edgar, who you have at power 1. Yeah. So to fix this, I've come up with a few simple ideas to make ranked at least a bit less pay to win. Firstly, Supercell could just make it so that all the brawlers you have are maxed and ranked, just like friendly matches. By the time you're getting into the competitive side of Brawl Stars, you should have most of the brawlers unlocked, so this should be pretty fair. Or secondly, Supercell could implement a feature that allows brawlers to be shared by the whole team. So for example, if this player has Edgar, everyone on the team has a choice to pick that Edgar. This should make it so that the difference between max accounts and non-max accounts are at least a bit smaller. And finally, Supercell could just, make ranked fully competitive and give everyone all the brawlers maxed out, but they'd never do this because
Hello, I like money.
This next concept is probably not going to be added, but it'll be really useful if it does. Brawl Stars has changed a lot over the years, and sometimes I just want to go back in time and play the older versions of the game. So I think adding a feature allowing players to choose what version of Brawl Stars they want to play in friendly battles could bring back some memories. This next feature is a small one, but recently there's been a rise in win traders, and it kind of looks bad if the leaderboard of a game is riddled with cheaters. So increasing the amount of time you need to wait before matching with the same players should be increased from 30 minutes to 24 hours. This shouldn't be too hard to do because Brawl Stars' player base is likely larger than it was even back in 2020. Nextly, Mega Pig is great for engagement in big clubs and gives a lot of resources, but small clubs have to work a lot harder for the same rewards. And for even smaller clubs, it's impossible to even reach the max reward. So for my 14th concept, I made it easier for smaller clubs to max their Mega Pig. But first, let's look at how the Mega Pig works. The Mega Pig has 5 stages, with each stage taking 40 wins to progress, so in total, a club needs 200 wins to max their Mega Pig. To get those wins in Mega Pig though, you need to spend tickets, but exactly how many are given out? Well, a full club consists of 30 members, and each member gets 15 tickets, for a total of 450 tickets given out. And using those numbers, assuming everyone in the club plays 15 games, we can find out that a full club needs a 44.45 win percentage, or in other words, 6.67 wins per player to fully fill their Mega Pig. Now coming back to the Mega Pig rework, if we keep that same win percentage for smaller clubs, it'll take a 20 player club 133 wins instead of 200 to fully fill the Mega Pig. But it's obviously going to be a lot harder to get all members of a 30 player club to participate in a Mega Pig than it is to get all members of a 20 player club to participate, so as the club size gets smaller, I think the win rate required to fill a Mega Pig should increase. I came up with a 60% win rate for a 20 player club to max their Mega Pig, a 70% win rate for a 10 player club, a 90% win rate for a 5 player club, and a 100% win rate for any club below 5 players. This scaling win rate system ensures that smaller clubs still have a fair opportunity to max out their Mega Pig rewards, although they'll need to maintain a higher win rate compared to larger clubs. Okay, so let's say you're playing the new reworked Mega Pig, and in the Mega Pig, you're wearing a skin, and sometime during the game, you use a gadget, and then you realize that the projectile texture of the gadget is the same as the default skin. I've always thought of that as a missed opportunity, so I've made my 16th concept custom gadget textures. For the next concept, I decided to focus on the pins feature because I currently have 366 pins and can only equip 5 of them. That's less than 2% of my pins. so I added more pin slots accessible through a drop-down menu so it doesn't cover half your screen. For my 18th concept, I focused on star drops because currently the only types of star drops we have are the standard tap and open star drops. Sure, they might have different rewards inside of them, but at their core, they're basically the same thing, so I made the choice star drop. This star drop opens 2 star drops simultaneously, but only lets you keep 1 reward. Adding this star drop as the first, second, or third daily star drop should remove some of the randomness of recount progression and add more strategy. Next, playing ranked with randoms is always a special experience, made even worse by the fact that the only form of communication you have with them during the draft phase is the suggest brawler button. This is why I think a good addition to ranked would be a chat button with pre-made phrases like pick a thrower, pick a certain star power, and more, kind of like the pre-made phrases in team chat. But in higher ranks, this might be a bit too rudimentary, so above a certain rank like legendary 2, text chat could also be enabled, which should allow for more communication. And finally, this isn't really a feature or rework, but we all know we want these skins. And that's all 20 concepts. But if you want more, check out this video.